Hey coaches, welcome to week 5. Our parables for this week are found in Luke chapter 15. You'll want to read that chapter and prepare as you get ready for your devotion with your team. The parables for this week talk about losing something of value and the joy that actually comes with finding it. Jesus tells us about somebody who has lost their sheep, somebody who has lost their coin, and finally he tells us the parable about a father who thought that he had lost his son. But for this week, I want you to specifically focus on the parable of the lost sheep. Now, have you ever lost something of value? You could ask your team, hey guys, have you ever lost anything that you think is valuable? How did it make you feel when you lost that? Also ask them, well, what if you lost something, but you had more of what you had lost? For example, what if you lost a dollar bill, but you had 99 more dollar bills? What if you lost a video game, or you had 9 video games at home, and so it didn't really matter? Would you care as much about that one thing that you lost, knowing that you had more of them? In the parable of the lost sheep, Jesus was talking to people considered sinners by the religious leaders. He was also talking to tax collectors. We know tax collectors from a few weeks ago were people that were hated by the Jewish people. The religious leaders complained and said, Jesus, what are you doing talking to these people? You're talking to tax collectors. You're talking to sinners. These are outcasts. You shouldn't even be around them. And Jesus asked this question. He said, who among you, if you had 100 sheep and lost one, would not leave the 99 to find the one sheep that you lost? And when you find this sheep, Jesus said, you would joyfully pick it up and put it on your shoulders, come back home and gather all your friends and neighbors and together have this huge party because you have found a lost sheep. See, during that time, sheep were very valuable to the people. And Jesus knew this, and he's using this as an illustration. And so everybody around like, oh yeah, man, we would go find our lost sheep. Well, Jesus then said, hey, if you go find that sheep in the same way, all of heaven will rejoice when a sinner repents and is saved. But Jesus didn't stop there. Jesus also said that this one person is worth going after, even if it meant leaving the 99 people who did not need repentance. See, Jesus was talking directly to the religious leaders there. They were content keeping others away from God because they thought they were following God. They were not worried about the spiritual condition of other people, those people who did not look like them, talk like them, or act like them. See, in this parable, Jesus tells us that if one is lost, we go after them. Jesus goes after the one who strays, and he rejoices when they come back. And so as you go through this parable, remind your team that nothing we do will ever keep God from pursuing those whom he will save. Have a great week of practice.